Welcome to PLZ Soccer, a look at the back page headlines ahead of what is going to be a very interesting day in Scotland. No surprise, again, it feels like day 55 of the Steven Gerrard speculation, but finally this afternoon it's all going to come to an end. 3 o'clock, Ibrox, Steven Gerrard unveiled as the new Rangers manager, and the speculation is his backroom team will involve a former Scotland internationalist in one Gary McAllister. Well, if that's the dream team, the Rangers fans are certainly getting excited about it, but full marks to Andy Devlin from The Sun. He was the guy who broke the story and deserves full credit. It's one of those ones that ends up getting you an award. Gerrard on the brink, 3-year deal, and of course it was the exclusive in The Sun newspaper. So Stevie G gets the chance to actually come to Scotland and sample Rangers and transform them. You can give us your views on Steven Gerrard, what he will do at Rangers. Of course, the big question will undoubtedly be money. We've been consistent on this programme, certainly on the soccer show at 4:30. He's going to need money, and lots of it. I wonder even if £20 million is enough. It could take a lot more with regards to that. So over and above that, in there's a fantastic piece. Of course, Neil Lennon is always great copy, and he says, you know, his games against Rangers, they were Old Firm games, but he's just absolutely leathered everyone from Rangers who played in the game against Celtic. He said it was like a freak show last weekend, and certainly wasn't worthy of the title of an Old Firm title showdown. So that was Neil Lennon talking about that. Just one other little footnote, there was a little sidebar in there for an old chum of mine. Chris Miller will not be offered a new contract. No surprise to Chris. He's going to look at 35 years of age to play elsewhere. He's had a great 10 years at St Johnstone. He's won the Scottish Cup. He's been involved in European football and, of course, top 6 finishes. It's been a great career for him. He's a great lad, well worthy of a testimonial. And I think someone will benefit from maybe the last couple of years of his service elsewhere. But for St Johnstone fans, I think they'll look back on Chris Miller's contribution with great fondness. So good luck to him. That's The Sun. As far as the Record is concerned, again, they go down the same line with Barry Ferguson writing his column. Of course, he's one of our pundits, and in the Record he just says they've got to listen to him, they've got to trust him, and do as they say. That's obviously his line on Steven Gerrard coming in as manager. And Barry knows better than most. If you've got a winner there who's got the respect of the dressing room, I think the key thing that Barry's been mentioning time and time again is he's got to get the players in there. He needs a better standard of player. I think Steven Gerrard will go in, watch the training and think, here's your P45, son. You know, a good 10 or 11 players will not be Rangers players within the next 3 months. I can guarantee you that. So give us your thoughts on it. You know, great signing. It's certainly going to galvanise Scottish football. There is absolutely no doubt about that. You can be the most fervent Celtic fan in the world and look at it and dismiss it and talk about Brendan Rodgers, but Steven Gerrard coming to Scottish football is great for the game. It will shine a light. It will also allow us to really get more interest, maybe more money out of the TV broadcasters, who knows. But it's a good topic, and it's a great topic of conversation in the Daily Mail, and that's basically what they're asking. The Gerrard effect, what effect will it have on the game? Possibly a better TV deal, who knows, although I think they've signed short-term deals for the next couple of years. Commercial activity around Rangers, it will undoubtedly increase. This could go a long way to getting some of the debt down. The investors in the club is another part of it. If there's more and more people willing to invest because of Steven Gerrard's arrival, then this will help out Dave King and his board, which has had a torrid time this week. I think the key issue here with Steven Gerrard is what type of player, what standard of player is he going to attract to Rangers? Now, if you've played football at any level, if you've worked in any capacity, in any job, what do you do when you get your new business up and running or you take over a business? You phone your mates, and I think that's what Steven Gerrard's going to do. He's going to pick up the phone and say to a few people, listen, you might be in the last year of kicking a ball, you've got a bit of experience, come and do me a turn for a reduced fee. and you never know. And then he's going to go to someone like Jurgen Klopp and say, listen, can I have 2 or 3 players from the Liverpool development squad that might enhance the team? And over and above that, he's obviously had assurances from Dave King, and believe me, if they don't give him the money, he is going to be left completely sunk within a very short space of time. So I think he's been given assurances on money, which suggests to me that either Dave King's putting it in himself, which is open to debate, or he's found investment from elsewhere again. And that brings its own problems. Remember, this is a boardroom which has just lost Paul Murray and, of course, Barry Scott. If there are new investors coming in, they'll want a piece of the Rangers pie. It's as simple as that. But it'll all be to try and give Steven Gerrard as much money as possible. And let's not forget, the real deal here is the Rangers fans. They'll bail out Rangers. And this is exciting news. And Rangers fans up and down the country will think, here's my season ticket money. I'm going to buy the shirts as well, because, of course, Rangers will have the new shirt deal shortly off the back of this. And most of that money will go to the club rather than the last deal, which was just a joke. So, quite simply, the Steven Gerrard effect has got lots of spin-offs commercially, which I think will be brilliant. Also in the Daily Mail is a great piece on Andy Robertson, 6 years ago, playing for Queen's Park. Now he's going to be in the Champions League final. What a rise to stardom. It's absolutely fantastic for the boy. Totally down to earth. Totally deserves it. Barry says, as a Celtic supporter, I'd be more concerned about Steve Clarke or Derek McInnes taking over at Rangers. It smacks of Barnes Dalglish appointment at Celtic in the late 90s. Well, Barra, I have to say to you, there's a lot of people that are actually looking on and thinking it is that situation. I can't argue with you on Facebook, because quite simply, a lot of people are looking at that and saying he doesn't have a managerial pedigree. He's got a right good chance. He was a really good player. And again, I can hear it coming back as, great players don't necessarily make great managers. You're absolutely 100% right. We're about to find out over the next 6 months. I used to, excuse me, sit down with my old pal Davy Provan. We used to say 5 or 6 weeks, big name, settles in, 2 or 3 months into it. Then you get a real sense of the making of a person and whether he's a good manager or whether he's a good pundit or whether he's good at anything on the park. We're about to find that out over the next few months with Steven Gerrard. So I think you've got to give him time. You've got to wait and see the type of player that I think he's going to sign, and then give him his time. It's as simple as that. But I think it's brilliant for the game, brilliant for Rangers. I can't wait to see the calibre of player he buys, and I cannot wait to see how much money he's going to get. That's the key to this. It's Gerrard, Rodgers, and of course Neil Lennon and Derek McInnes have got a real job in their hands now for next season. They'll know. They'll be looking to their chairman saying, come on, let's try and respond without sinking the ship. And that's the one key element here. Stay within your budgets. In The Guardian, it's a paper I've started reading regularly over the last, 10 years. So I'll feature other papers as well. But in The Guardian, big picture of Diego Costa. Of course, he sinks Arsene Wenger once again. The fairy tale ending in Lyon hasn't happened for him. Knocked out at the semi-final stage by Atletico Madrid. And I don't know about you, just on a personal basis, if I became the Arsenal manager, I'd just walk in and say to Mesut Ozil, thanks, but you're on your way. When you're looking for big players to step up to the plate, I wouldn't be putting my mortgage on Mesut Ozil saving me in a game. Every pass he got on the edge of the box, he'll look to play it back the way. Special, talented player. Go and do something special for your manager in his last game to try and get him to a European final. He was posted missing. I think Martin Keown is 100% correct on it. I heard Chris Sutton saying it was Bellerin's fault. He didn't track the run. Absolutely, he didn't track the run. But overall, you're looking for special players to do something special, put a shift in, and maybe score a goal or two. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, I'm not a fan of Mesut Ozil, as you can imagine. The last point here, again, in the paper, they're talking about, in The Guardian, the battle at the bottom. And of course, Shaqiri there saying that Stoke face the biggest battle to try and escape the drop. It's getting down to the wire in the Premier League over the weekend. It's going to be really exciting. So just a few of the stories that we're looking at in the back pages. We will be talking about them. Not to be missed at 4:30. Barry Ferguson is going to be here with us, and he's going to be talking about the Steven Gerrard appointment alongside Alan Ruff. Hopefully you can join us for that. But don't forget, download the app, PLZ Soccer. It's in Google Play and in the App Store. And there's also a section on there which you can go into Video Reporter and record a message. Send us a message on video, and if we feature it on the programme, then we'll send you out a special little piece of memorabilia as well. So give us your thoughts on Steven Gerrard, on everything else over the weekend and the football. It's almost remiss of me not to mention the fact Aberdeen and Hibs is going to be a cracker over the weekend, and so is Hearts against Celtic, although I think there's only one show in town at the moment. Give us your thoughts at PLZ Soccer on Twitter, facebook.com/PLZ Soccer, and record your video message in the app. Download the app as well. We'd love to have you on board with giving you all the latest news on a daily basis. Join us at 4:30 if you can. Thanks for watching.